Freedom and beauty to everyone, I am the Technomage, and welcome back to my review of Netflix Avatar The Last Airbender, Episode 7, The North. So, final stretch of the series. We are in the before last episode, and okay, this is going to sound like a very controversial opinion, but what's wrong with this episode? Well,
Of patriarchy.
yes, the patriarchy. The sexism and misogyny are the antagonists of this episode. And now, in the original series, yes, we had some of that when they finally reached the Northern Water Tribe, with Katara defying the traditions of this part of the Water Tribe as a whole, that women cannot learn fighting techniques of water bending. And you know what happens. She fights Paku. Paku changes his mind and he agrees to train her. Well, let's see what happens here. So, as I said, they reach the northern
from other benders. The Fire Nation's attacks
and
what's
she
important is you survived.
speaks with
That is
Paku
tomorrow
and
morning.
tells
Go
them,
find
and he
Airbender.
tells her that she needs to train. And so next morning she goes to train in healing water bending.
What it means to feel pain.
So Katara is doing well. We know she's a prodigy of water bending.
Picking things up quickly. We had to think on our feet a lot. Nothing to focus your mind like fireball coming at your head. Which reminds me, when do we get to fight training?
When do we get to fight training? You don't.
To heal, not to harm.
And here's the thing,
I don't
and
want to just heal.
Healing is a noble and
Okay, I'd like to train in fighting techniques.
in the Northern Water
Tribe women
Tribe,
aren't
you
allowed to fight.
allowed to fight.
And this is just as it happened on the original series, where in the original series it was a little bit longer, because Katara actually goes to a few water bending healing classes before she defies Paku. Now here it's got short, when you know why, because it's a TV series, they don't have that much time. But just like in the series, Pagoda, the healing master, tells her that yes, women are not allowed to fight. Women can only learn healing waterbending, but healing is a important part of fighting. That it is sacred and it is something, well, useful for everybody. Because in a war, people are going to get hurt. And as we have seen on this series, a lot of people get burned alive. So she goes to Paku.
Tribe happen here. You've been training and preparing to lay down your life for everyone here. And I'm not going to let what happened to the Southern Tribe.
And Paku has some of his own reasons to not allow women to fight, because he knows what happened to the Southern Water Tribe, where the Fire Nation hunted and exterminated all the water vendors of that region, both males and females. And well, she ends up defying him to a fight, and the fight is awesome. But as I said before, it's the fighting choreography, special effects, and all that. It's done beautifully on the series, and it is almost a scene by scene, movement by movement adaptation of the animated series. Again, it's beautifully done. But then
You're an excellent waterbender.
he defeats her.
No.
and he says, I'm not going to teach you water bending. But she earns the respect of other people.
My decision can protect.
And this is bad. Why is it bad? Here's the thing. In the original series, yes, they fight and Paku wins. But he then notices that Katara has this necklace. And what is this necklace? It's a betrothal necklace. And he recognizes it as the betrothal necklace that he made himself for his fiancée, a girl that he loved when he was younger, in his younger days. And who was that girl? Katara's grandmother, her grand-grand. And then Paku realizes his mistake about his traditionalist views, because those very same views made him lost the love of his life, because she abandoned the northern water tribe and went to live on the southern water tribe, where she married and had children with another man. And then Paku has his kind of redemption, because next day he trains Katara in combat waterbending alongside with Aang. Here Paku gets no redemption. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about Paku on my review of the next episode. Now, paradoxically, yes, we have this very strict traditionalist society on the northern water tribe, where women cannot fight and arranged marriages still exist. And we now discover that Princess Yue, with whom Sokka is having a
What do you think?
a great budding relationship, which is done honestly beautifully, just like with Suki and all that. But then he discovers through Han
We were betrothed.
that
It was
he
arranged by our parents when we were children, but when she turned 16,
and Yue were betrothed.
broke
But
off, which
Yue
was her prerogative.
broke the engagement. Alright, so let me get this straight. We have this traditionalist, conservative society in the northern water tribe, where women cannot learn combat water bending. They cannot fight alongside the men, and they have to marry whoever their parents choose for them. But they can still break the engagement if they want, because in the original animated series, Yue did not break the engagement. As a matter of fact, she continued to be engaged to Han, or Kan, I don't remember right now, to this guy, until the final episode of season 1. And I'm going to talk a little bit more of that on the next... what the hell, spoiler alert, in the next episode, Yue dies, like you don't know it. So in the original series, Yue dies being engaged to Han. But in this series, she has enough power and independence to break off the arranged marriage that her parents, arranged for her. But women cannot decide to learn combat techniques. And by the way, men cannot learn healing water bending. Only women can. Nobody ever talks about that. Women have a monopoly on healing water bending, an extremely useful and important set of techniques and skills. And let's remember, as the series continues, Katara has both. She knows how to fight and she knows how to heal. Well, anyway, so this patriarchal society on the north is quite how to say it, inconsistent. And guess what? We have more time with Azula.
But I defeated him.
You should have finished him at least 2 moves earlier.
How
Father already.
the Fire Lord presses her, and presses her. Like, we get it. Azula is evil. She's powerful, yes, but look, in the original series, we didn't need this. Because in the original series, Azula waited patiently until her father finally gave her the mission of capturing the Avatar. Now that, again, spoiler alert, her brother failed, quote unquote. But here we have this like backstory that honestly, it's unnecessary. I mean, again, all of this backstory and screen time for Azula and Fire Lord Ozai is just to make us feel pity for Azula, because we see how the Fire Lord psychologically abuses her and pushes her, and the dominion he has over her, which, again, in the original series, we get to know later on the series, after we see Azula in her strongest moment. Then we see her most vulnerable moments. Here, we don't have enough time to build that. I mean, they are building first us feeling pity for her, so then we can excuse all the horrible things she will do on the next seasons, which is a stupid idea. So anyway, yeah, not much happens on this episode, and what's supposed to happen. Oh yes, Paku doesn't train Aang. Like, what the hell? Look, in the original series, while they were traveling towards the Northern Water Tribe, Katara was teaching the basics of water bending to Aang. She technically, even though she wasn't an expert herself yet, she was tutoring Aang in the foundations of water bending. So when they arrive to the Northern Water Tribe, water bending masters can complete Aang's training so he can dominate the 4 elements. Here it doesn't happen. And as a matter of fact, this is a problem. Remember when I said, I've been saying through all of these reviews that this series has horrendous pacing and time allocation problems? Well, this is one of them. In the original series, Aang and the Avatar team, they arrived at the Northern Water Tribe with like time to spare before the Fire Nation invades. And Paku actually trains Aang and Katara. But here, they arrive like a couple of days before the invasion of the Fire Nation invasion, and Aang has learned absolutely no water bending. Nothing at all. Paku hasn't shown him anything. Even Katara hasn't teach him anything. We are at the end of book 1, Water, and Aang doesn't know any water bending. Try to make that make sense. So this is the Technomage signing off. Thank you for watching. I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.